10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. What a fight! I think Guerrero won it. Juan, the Hispanic causing panic, Lascano.
And thanks to those joining me live, those of you joining me on the archive, the style here. Hope everyone is having a good Friday evening here stateside. It's what is it in Australia like midday? Is it like noonish? I guess. Whatever the case is, if you're in England, you're probably asleep. Like, you know what I mean? Wherever you are around the world, or you're watching on the archive, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like button. You know, leave a comment. Tell me what you think about anything I say, and hit that bell button. That way you're notified every time. And D-Style, that's me, goes on live, and I appreciate everyone and anyone, whether live or archive, whenever you tune in. I appreciate it very, very much. And the reason I appreciate it, because I know there's a lot of options. I know there's more podcasts than ever, right? So any person that gives me their ear and their time, I appreciate it more than you know. So I appreciate that very, very much. So much to talk about, actually. I have not gone live for a couple of days. I think like over a week. Had a lot going on. But I'm good now, and let's talk some boxing. All right. Really quick, just something that happened it was just yesterday or this morning for me. About 16 hours ago or so, you know, Jazzy Parr was on a card. It was not a no limit card. She was fighting this girl called Maya Sullivan. And it was it was a good fight on paper. They were putting Jazzy Parr, no limit, was on all these like complete mismatches. After she turned down a rematch with Shannon O'Connell after screaming and crying, and she turned down the fight. She didn't want to fight her again, right? She was offered the fight, didn't take it, right? And after being offered that fight, after all of that. Right, they put her in two mismatches that nobody cared about, and then I don't know if they released her, just let her go, or let her, or loaned her out to the smaller promotional company, and she was over there as a B-side, and when she was being treated like a princess and a queen, and being given A-side privileges when there was like nothing that really showed why she should or whatever, and she gets stopped, she gets dropped, she gets back up. She gives her back, kind of like her side, I guess, and she starts kind of cowering in the middle rope, and the ref has no choice but to step in and stop it. Good stoppage, not controversial at all. And I'm just interested to know what the hell was Jazzy Parr on about. What was she? She refused to hug her opponent when she went up to her. It looked like she was scolding her opponent, like after her opponent knocked her out. Like, okay, and then yeah, it looked like. Look, I couldn't make out what she said, but it just looked like she was giving like an attitude, and then that was that. I don't know what she said, right? She might have said, hey, good fight or something, who knows? But I'm just telling you guys, it is what it is, okay? With that said, just a random thing I wanted to throw out there. Let's start off, and I'm going to get to the Ortiz Lubin fight. I want to talk about that, and is it predictable, or there's a big upset brewing here? Right? Are people overlooking Erickson Lubin? And a lot to talk about with that. And of course, Ryan Our favorite Ryan Garcia, is he going to get a title shot? Like, for real? Like, are they going to give Ryan Garcia a title shot after losing? This trend in boxing of boxers getting title shots after they lose? What are we doing here? You know, like, I'm someone who has studied the entire history of the sport. This is like very unique what they're doing right now, and they're doing it at a time when there's so many belts. There's so many trinkets out there, and there's so many avenues to get a title shot. And you're still skipping the process where maybe you should win a fight, win an eliminator or something, become number one contender. Like they're skipping all that when you have like four avenues, and they're only doing it for certain fighters. So we'll talk about that with Ryan Garcia. And but first, I want to talk about Tank Davis. You guys know Tank Davis, Jake Paul has been canceled. And there's so many hypocrites out there. There's so many people out there that are so full of shit, right? Remy, I appreciate it, brother. I mean, they're so full of shit. All right? I mean, Jake Paul, like, he comes out, yeah, he just rags all over Tank. And I would say rightfully so, but bro, you knew everything about Tank Davis that we all knew, right? But now you're holier than thou. You're not going to do business with him because he hits women. And Tank Davis has been putting his hands on women. All right? Tank Davis has been putting his hands on women, and you've done nothing about it. All right? So I don't want to hear it, dude. It is what it is, but whatever, right? Doesn't mean he's not right to be upset and all that. Netflix apparently, according to some reports, used it as a great opportunity to cancel the event because they were losing a lot of money. The tickets were not selling that well. And I'll admit, I thought it was going to be like a sellout, immediate sellout. They were not selling very well, right? Which was kind of surprising to me, to be honest with you. But it just is what it is, you know. I guess Jake is signed now. Is that what happened, Remy? I'm not sure. I guess maybe so. I don't know, right? I'm not up to date with that, but I want to get to Tank Davis here, and one of his fans. We're going to watch this. I don't even know what to say about this, to be honest with you, right? Let me get it ready here. I don't know why what I do. Why don't I have a shout out to A-Rod out there somewhere in the universe? Same as clip of Michael Jordan. I'll play it in a little bit too, but let's get to this Tank Davis fan, right? And people out there that are like, ladies and gentlemen, never be so infatuated with fighters or celebrities or to any degree like that, bro. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, did I get this right already? All right, cool. So let's share the screen. If I can get the shit up, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? What's going on right now? Shout out to Nando in the building. All right. Got Remy, Nando, right? Shout out to you guys. That dude that killed by AJ punked out. Like I'm not sure who you're referring to. But here we are. And why am I sharing like myself? Like, what's going on right now? Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm sharing myself on screen. Like what type of amateur hour bullshit is this? All right, there we go. All right. So here we have this Tank Davis fan who's upset. Guys, once again, Tank Davis has put his hand on a woman. I mean, he's a serial woman abuser. He's been caught on camera, right? Like, this isn't like some, they even caught him on camera. It wasn't me. Like it's like, no, like they literally caught him on camera, right? Tank Davis has been caught on camera, like straight up and down. Like it is what it is. And this is what this dude decided would be the proper response, right? To all of this.
Just to let you know that.
So,
So Gervonta Davis, if you're watching this, I'm just gonna let you know that I will always be a fan of you. I always watch your fights. You are
I mean, it's already a bad start. It's already a bad start. He's got a name now. Those names Ngannou. Like you gotta say the dude's name. No, like, yeah, that dude, the dude that AJ knocked out, like that guy. Well, AJ's knocked out a lot of dudes, like it is what it is. But I guess he did turn it down. I don't know. Kind of weird, but all right. I think they kind of know, like Ngannou versus, I guess it would sell against Jake, but I don't know. So, yeah, we do need the OG. Robert Guerrero's dad took out Tank. He's a woman beater. He's a woman beater. Like, what is this? This is a grown ass man, bro. Tank, I'll always love you. I'll always watch your stuff. I will always be a fan, Tank. I need you to know that. Like what's if I was Tank Davis, she'll be giving me like weird feelings already, bro. What's up with this, bro? What are you doing? What is this grown ass man doing?
a role model and inspiration for every
What the fuck did I do, bro? All right. Ah, fucks. Give me a second, guys. My bad. Like, can somebody explain to me? No, it's not my feed. It's just like, what's going on? Let's go to my page. I don't know what the fuck I did. Just the amateur hour. Like you can tell I've been gone for a week or so. Right? We're going to listen to this dude. We're going to listen to him. Right?
watching this. I'm just gonna let you know that I will always be a fan of you. I always watch your fights. You are a role model and inspiration for every person from the hood that made it out, that found any type of situation to get out of the hood. A lot of these
He's an inspiration. He got out of the hood, but he still acts like he's in the hood. So what good is it? Right? It's not just the location when you leave the hood. It's the attitude. It's the way you treat people. It's the way you talk. It's the way you like handle yourself. What good is it that Tank is out of the hood, dude? If all he's doing is putting his hands on women, like what do you mean?
these people, they're trying any type of excuse to bash your name.
What are you talking about? Oh, people are using any type of excuse, anything, right? Just to bash, according to this dude, any excuse to bash Tank Davis, anything, according to this dude. Are you sure about that? Nobody found just any excuse to bash. Like, he's making this shit sound random. It's like you would think, like Tank Davis wore a pink shirt. Oh, like Tank Davis, he wore a pink shirt. Why is he wearing a pink shirt? You would think Tank Davis is just, driving a Honda. Oh, why is he driving a Honda? I can't believe Tank Davis is driving a Honda. Like, they could find any excuse. What are you talking about, bro? He was, once again, he got in trouble for putting his hands on a woman. It's not just any excuse. It's not just any other thing. What if that woman was your sister? Would you be saying the same thing? What if it was a female friend of yours? Would you be saying the same shit? Oh, yeah, totally. Think of one of your female cousins. Would you be okay with it? Is that all right? Is that just a random thing? If somebody hits a woman and you confront them about it, right? Is the proper response really, hey, why are you just randomly coming at me? You're just finding an excuse to come at me and condemn me about something. All I did was put my hands right on this fragile, other sex here. That's all I did. What are you getting mad at me for? On top of the fact that he's a fighter. On top of that. Oh, they're just finding anything to bash Tank. What are you talking about?
To destroy your character. And
Tank Davis is doing a great job destroying his own character. All right? Tank Davis, it wasn't even 2 hours that it was announced that Victor Conte passed away. He was already like celebrating on the story that it's a great day and this is the character of Tank Davis. This is who we're talking about here. Nobody is pointing out his character is not destroying his character. Telling the truth about him is not smearing him.
So I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna pray for you. I pray.
Why are you going to pray for him if he's fine then? And there's nothing wrong with Tank Davis. And all these people just finding we're going out of our way to just find anything to criticize Tank Davis, right? We're going out of our way to do it. Why? Because he's a professional boxer, people want him to step up already and fight some of the better lightweights in the world. Is that why? Because people wanted to see him maybe rematch Rhodes, maybe fight Shakur, right? Is that just a random thing that they go after him, or what? And is that why you're going to pray for him? You're going to pray for Tank? Now you can pray for whoever you want to pray for, but I'm asking. I like to pray before I go to bed. It's good friends I pray for, family I pray for. If I forget anybody, it's myself. But never in my wildest dreams would I think, let me pray for this celebrity that doesn't give a shit about me. Let me pray for a guy that I'm caping for, right? That I'm white knighting for. And let me pray for him. Because he's the victim, right?
Pray that Jesus is on your side. I pray that Jesus.
Isn't he a Muslim though? Like, did he convert to Islam? I'm just like, that's just details. But isn't he? Didn't he change his name to Wahid, Wahamid, or whatever the fuck he called himself? Look, I think it's great that you're okay. You're gonna pray for Tank, right? Do you think Tank's gonna pray for you? Right, the hero? Like, you think he's going to pray for you? You think Tank's going to watch this entire video?
Whatever situation you're going through right now, I pray.
What do you mean, whatever situation? We know the situation. It's not like this mysterious thing. Like it's not like Tank Davis told everybody, hey guys, I'm going through some stuff. I need some space and time. And then we're wondering what's wrong with Tank Davis. Hey, let's pray for Tank. I hope he's all right. We know what happened. We know what's going on. Tank Davis is fine. Tank Davis is over here pissing on the grave of Victor Conte and dancing over the dude's grave when, like, not even his family hasn't even had 24 hours to mourn his death. And Tank Davis is celebrating that, but you're over here praying for Tank. You're worried about Tank. And whatever he's going, we know what he's going through. He's got issue with the law, is what he's got.
Pray that Jesus helps you and guides you. I'm not a judge. I'm not a jury.
Okay. But you are, you're not a judge, but you know there's something wrong, so you're going to pray for him so Jesus can guide him. Right? If I go up to somebody, right, I want everybody listening right now, you tell me. Hashtag pray for Tank, everybody. Okay, let's just. I hope everyone keeps tanking their prayers tonight. Make that a priority, okay? I'm sure, like you'll have your priorities right if you do that. But I just want everybody to really grasp this for a second. You know, like you're doing a 2-minute video talking about how you're going to pray for him. You hope Jesus can guide him. You're not a judge. You're not a jury. Like, what are we doing? So if somebody does something fucked up, right? We can't like just pointing it out as judging. Tank Davis could cast judgments on anybody. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see you like he's a judge and jury and all that other stuff, right? But here's the thing. If whoever's watching, whoever's listening to this, right? If I texted you or called you or I told you face to face, if I told you guys, hey, look, man, I'm gonna pray for you and hope Jesus can guide you to righteousness, and I hope Jesus can help you. So whatever you're going through right now, I hope Jesus can help you. I hope Jesus, right? I mean, and I start throwing holy water on you, like what I'm saying it. Like this motherfucker's talking basically, and then not so many words, he's saying that Tank's got these demons, right? They needs to overcome, and he needs Jesus, right? You think Tank knows? You think Tank understands that he's got demons? Tank doesn't even think he's doing anything wrong. Right? Tank doesn't even believe, right, that he's doing anything wrong. Tank's over here casting judgments on people that just passed away. And you're worried about, like not even a word about the woman, though. Not even, I hope the woman's okay. Right? We're going to listen to this whole thing. He ain't going to mention it one time. Because he doesn't want to be a judge. Right? But he's judging Tank for having demons, though. He needs to pray for him and hope Jesus can help him. Like, bro, you're telling him he needs Jesus. And you're acting like you're not judging him.
So I don't give a F about any of the stuff that people are saying.
I know you don't give a fuck about the woman. We know that. She's not famous, right? You're not starstruck by her. You don't know her. You don't know Tank either, but you feel like you know him. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
I don't give a F. That's not my job. So I'm going to say this. My job, at the end of the day, I just watch boxing. That's all I love to do.
That's all you do is watch. So why don't you just watch boxing? Why are you praying for him and hoping Jesus can help him? If all you want to do is watch boxing, that's it. You're not like everybody else being all judgy and stuff. You know, you're like, I mean, you're basically saying you're going to pray for him because there's something wrong with him, right? Or you're going to pray for him so there's a force field from all the people just finding reasons to go after him or to criticize him. They're just making up reasons, right?
I watch boxing, and you've made me a fan of you, and I will not stop being a fan of you. And this boxing Twitter, to tell you the truth, is very hypocritical, very disrespectful.
So now you're judging the people on boxing Twitter, but you won't. But you say you don't judge. You're not a judge. I don't judge. I'm not going to judge anybody. Then you start judging like a whole group of people.
Respectful, very shady. These guys don't talk about other people, and they just want to talk about you.
Who are these people that only talk about Tank?
There's a lot of stuff that I can talk about that I'm not going to, because at the end of the day, I don't judge nobody.
He doesn't judge anybody, but he just finished judging a shitload of people. You literally just made up like a large segment of people that all they do is attack Tank all the time. Like you literally just make that up. Like you literally just made up a group of people that just find random reasons to attack Tank, right? To judge him.
I never talk about stuff that's not boxing. So
you're talking about stuff that's not boxing right now. You're praying for Tank in the soul. You're praying so Jesus can guide him. Unless you believe Jesus is going to help him in the ring, right? All you care about is boxing, right? But like now he's not going to fight because he put a hand on a woman. But you don't want to be a judge. Only you are a judge.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna be taking a break from boxing Twitter because this has become a very toxic space. And to tell
It's toxic. Like Tank isn't toxic for putting his hand and assaulting a woman, right? That's not toxic. People criticizing Tank for doing so are toxic. I mean, this is crazy.
tell you the truth, a lot of these people have really just irked me the wrong way. I feel that that's
So you're allowed to feel irked about what people say, but we're not allowed to feel irked. All right? We're not allowed to be irked about what Tank is putting his hands on a woman.
how a lot of these people, they want to find any excuse to bash you publicly.
Brother, no one is finding reasons to do anything. There's a pattern of behavior with this man, and this is the reported times, right? Where he assaulted a woman. How many times? That means he's assaulted women way more that we don't know about. Okay? You could say, I don't like that you guys are pointing that out about Tank. I don't like, we should mind our own business, guys. Maybe that should be your argument. But don't stop saying things like they're finding any reason to criticize Tank. What are you talking about? What do you mean? I don't know what happened here.
Always be a fan. At the end of the day, I don't judge nobody. I never talk about stuff that is not boxing. So I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna be taking a break from boxing Twitter because this has become a very toxic space. And
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, he's going to take a break because it becomes so toxic because people are finding random reasons to attack Tank. Not him. Not once has he said, oh man, they're coming out. You guys keep saying things about me. You're coming after me, guys. No, it's about you guys are criticizing Tank. It's too toxic. Tank isn't toxic. We're not going to judge him. We're not a judge. But I'm going to judge you guys for judging Tank.
And to tell you the truth, a lot of these people have really just irked me the wrong way.
They irked me.
I feel that that's how.
I mean, but I'm not allowed to have Tank irk me.
A lot of these people, they want to find any excuse to bash you publicly, regardless, not even giving you a chance to talk. They just want to bash you automatically. And for that, it really turned me off.
This dude is shutting off. He's losing it because another man, Tank Davis, is getting criticized.
The wrong way. But like I said, this right here, I will always be a fan of you. I'm going to be taking I'm not going to be posting that much boxing stuff. I might talk about other stuff.
So he's still going to be posting on Twitter. He's not going anywhere, but he doesn't want to talk boxing anymore because Tank Davis is getting criticized.
But I will always be a fan of you, Gervonta Davis. And thank you for making me a fan and making me entertain this sport. God bless.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I looked this up. And you tell me if it didn't sound fun. So, codependency on celebrity is a form of celebrity worship syndrome or parasocial relationship where individuals develop one-sided emotional connections to famous people, often to the point of obsessing over their lives. This can be a form of escapism, and the celebrity may be idolized as a projection of desirable traits. When this obsession becomes extreme, it can be linked to negative mental health outcomes like anxiety and depression, especially for those with obsessive compulsive tendencies. This dude has all the signs, all of it. He's shutting down. He's tired of everybody. He's going to stop talking about all of boxing. I'm done talking about boxing. I'm going to take a break from boxing because Tank Davis is getting heat, right? About something very real that he did to the point that Netflix canceled his fight. And this has been a pattern of behavior with Tank Davis. And on the eve of Tank Davis celebrating the death of another man, this dude is worried about people criticizing him for putting his hands on a woman once again. And it's affecting him personally. And he's going to pray for Tank. Like he knows there's something wrong, but he can say, I'm going to pray for him. I hope Jesus guides him. So he knows there's something wrong with him. He's aware of the same thing. Like, oh, well, I'm not going to cast judgments. People are judging you, Tank, and before you even talk or say anything, right? Well, you're saying you're going to pray for him so Jesus can guide him. You're judging the guy too. What are you talking about? So that's that. All right. Anyway, since I have this up, shout out to A-Rod. He sent this to me the other day. All right. And shout out to Floyd Mayweather. I see the genocide check cleared, right? Because he says he supports Israel, right? It's pronouncing it that way for a reason. Okay. So it's this what it is, but this is shout out to Stephanie Hahn, by the way. She'll be fighting Holly Holm in Puerto Rico. So shout out to her. Rest in peace to Victor Conte. And if I can fucking get to it already, Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? They were wishing happy birthday to Tank Davis, by the way, right? And look at this clip of Michael Jordan.
First and foremost, I never wanted to miss a game because it was an opportunity to prove. It was something that I felt like the fans are there to watch me play. I want to impress that guy way up on top who probably worked his off to get a ticket or to get money to buy the ticket. You have a duty that if they're wanting to see you, and as an entertainer, I want to show.
Shout out to the one and only Michael Jordan. I mean, how real is that? And boy, do I kind of miss athletes in particular that, not that there isn't out there right now, but that appreciate their fan base, appreciate fans of their sport, and understand the value and necessity of that fan. George say, look, man, I wanted to play with the guy way up in the nosebleeds. Because that might be the only time they got to see Michael Jordan play. That guy may have been working for $10 an hour, but kept saving up money so he could buy a ticket to go see Michael Jordan play. Maybe the Bulls are coming to town, or they lived in Chicago, but they wanted to see Michael Jordan play. And Michael Jordan understood that every single time I go out there and play, there's somebody watching me for the first time. There's somebody that put a lot of work and sacrifice, and this is their escape. This is their opportunity to take a break off of work. They saved up their money, and they bought a ticket. And I want to impress that guy. Like I want to make sure he goes home in awe, right? And I give him his money worth. Like this is the way, like the GOAT, one of the greatest athletes of all time, talks about fans. Compare that to a lot of the, spoiled ass fighters today. Right? Compared to how like Mel and Haji talks about fans, calls fans stupid and just talks down on them and like they're dumb, they don't know what they're talking about and like, you know what I mean? Like compare that to how like Steven Espinosa from Showtime used to talk about fans. Like to shut up and just take what you're given, right? Shut up and pay. Stop talking like a broke ass. Complain about a pay-per-view costing too much. Just stop already, right? Tank Davis, speaking, look at the way he's talked about fans, calling people broke and you're a broke ass this, you're a broke ass that, and Jake Paul one time made fun of people that have 9-to-5s and like just it's amazing to me, right? And right now, when it's coming out, there's going to be a second tier, which I was right about. I called that years ago. They're going to create another tier for the zone and all this other dumb shit. So you could watch the fights, and they don't give a shit, bro. All right. So, and it's not just Michael Jordan, by the way. If you go back and listen to Pernell Whitaker interviews, if you listen to a lot of the greats, the way they talk about the fans. Are fans perfect? Absolutely not. Are fans going to say a lot of ignorant shit? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, you know what fans are? They're paying customers. And maybe not all of them. I know there's a lot of you out there that steal the shit. Like you don't pay anything, right? But you still give your time, even if you do that. When you have so many other options, by the way. People have so many other things they could watch, so many other things they could put their focus on. But they choose to watch your sport. They're trying to watch your sport, and they buy a ticket to your fight, and they're paying their hard-earned money to go watch that. You don't know how many people in this country are living paycheck to paycheck. They got maybe a $20 they could save every other week. And you know how many people save up the scraps they got left, counting their coins, counting their dimes, saving every penny, so they can maybe have enough to buy a ticket to a sporting event. And to not value that, for people to look like a lot of these athletes look down on that, it's unbelievable to me. Because the collective of the working man makes these motherfuckers millionaires. That's just the truth. All right. So I like that little clip there. Thought I would share that. Make sure you guys hit the like button if you haven't already. So with that said, let's talk about the main topics here. Talk about Vergil Ortiz versus Erickson Lubin. Shout out to JC. How's it going, brother? Is it predictable or is it a big upset that's brewing? All right. Look, Erickson Lubin is a good fighter. All right. And I've never really honestly ever looked down on Erickson Lubin. I've always thought of him as a good fighter. I think that first round knockout by Jermell kind of made people look at him a certain way, but I've always said first round knockouts are the most deceiving knockouts in boxing. When a guy gets hurt very, very early, even if they take a beating for the rest of the fight, that's not, sometimes you need to, I guess, understand hey, his equilibrium was off. It wasn't all there. You know what I mean? So for Erickson Lubin, here's the reality. All right. That loss to Jermell and that war he had with Fundora is only two losses. He's southpaw. All right. He hasn't lost since 2022. Over 3 years since last loss, right? And most importantly, he's beat two undefeated fighters in a row, including Jesus Ramos. Now, I don't think he won the Ramos fight, but it was close. And it was a lot closer than I thought it would be. Right? And Lubin did what he had to do to make sure he didn't get knocked out or let Ramos run away with it. And I feel he's going to try to do the same thing here. But the things Ramos didn't do that I felt he should have done against Lubin are things that Vergil Ortiz does do. Right? Now, Vergil, I know he gets a bad rap because he hasn't been a world champion yet. But at the end of the day, and I say this especially with Crawford already being gone from the division, and this is including the fact that Boots has entered the division, including the fact that certain guys have been handed belts, right? I firmly believe this, and I believe this con todo mi corazón, right? Vergil Ortiz is the best 154 pounder in the world. Junior middleweight, super welterweight, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? He is the best in the world. I believe that. Now, he hasn't quite proven it. There's a lot of fights that need to get done. I get that. I'm just giving you my opinion, right? I think Vergil Ortiz is the goods. I do. The Bohachuk fight. He's got to dig deep, climb out and get up from the canvas early in round one, which could have completely, we've seen fighters get knocked down in round one and everything just unravels, right? You saw it with Tim Tszyu, with Fundora, for example, right? Like they just unraveled. Like he didn't unravel. And then he got knocked down later in the fight. And one thing that he showed that he could box in that fight is one specific thing, like on the outside and move, is something that Vergil did a good job showing in that fight, right? And the Madrimov fight, beat him with pressure, just constant pressure. Had Madrimov reeling and hanging on at the tail end of that fight. And as we know, Madrimov gave Terence Crawford a really good fight, right? So Vergil has gone through a gauntlet, right? He's beating guys that you could argue are better than, you know, some of the title holders right now. So title holders aside, I get trinkets matter and holding a belt matters. I mean, so you could call yourself world champion matters, but context matters more than anything, right? The guys that Vergil has beat in non-title fights are just more impressive than some of these guys' wins against for vacant belts, right? And that's just period. So here's going to be facing a very dangerous opponent, in Erickson Lubin. Now I get he's a heavy favorite. I think he's like a plus 1,000 Vergil, right? And I think that's because I believe the book is see what I see. Because with all that said, right? 100% boxing, 100%. But I think Vergil's gonna. I think it's gonna start off being a really good fight. I think Lubin is gonna win like 1 or 2 rounds early. I think it'll be even. I think it's gonna be like 2 rounds apiece. I think Vergil will start strong. I think Lubin will kind of, you know, box a little bit and maybe land some big haymakers, call him the hammer for a reason. That's gonna how Vergil takes that punch is gonna be a big determining factor. But Vergil, I think he's gonna have a high tight guard. He's gonna absorb a lot of those with his guard. He's gonna take some though, and I believe he'll take it well. And I think Vergil Ortiz will take over the fight by those middle rounds. I think by round 5, Vergil will officially like be in just like taking over that fight. And Lubin will be on his back foot. He'll be keeping him on his back foot. And I think Vergil's going to be very methodical, very underrated jab of Vergil. Lubin's going to provide some resistance, but that resistance is going to start kind of fading. And at some point, I do think that like by round like 6 or 7, I think it's going to start to become a one-sided fight. Vergil's body punches will start to wear down Lubin. He'll start to catch Lubin with even some counter punches. And the jab will be the main weapon. I think Lubin's going to have a bloody nose. I think Lubin's head's going to be bouncing back. I think that's going to fatigue him. I think Vergil is going to land some vicious hooks by round 7 and 8. Upstairs and to the body. And I think we're going to see Lubin against the ropes. I think Lubin's going to be tired. And I think by rounds 8 or 9, I think Vergil Ortiz will stop Erickson Lubin. All right. And I think it'll be a phenomenal performance. Again, I think Lubin will have a good start. He'll provide some resistance between all that, right? He's going to have some moments. But I think overall, those moments are going to start fading and becoming less. And the fight will start to unravel for him. I think the pressure stuff, that's a good thing. It's a good thing you pray for your favorite fighters, right? But that is very, like to me, that's going to be the story of this fight, right? I think it's going to be the pressure and Erickson Lubin succumbing to the pressure, right? Now, look, Lubin is going to give Vergil a better fight than Boots' last opponent gave Boots, all right? So I am totally expecting, because Lubin's going to win 2 or 3 rounds and provide some resistance, even land some big haymakers. And like I said, he'll win 2 or 3 rounds, especially early. He'll provide some resistance. Vergil will get hit. Vergil will probably have like a black eye. His face marks up easy because he has pretty light skin, right? But so because of that, I totally expect, like, instead of people focusing on the fact that he just beat Erickson Lubin and beat him in impressive fashion, 3rd straight, really good 154-pounder that is beat, people are going to completely ignore the context and talk about how much better Boots looked and how much Vergil got hit, right? And how they just don't see how he's going to be able to beat Boots that way, right? I'm totally expecting that, by the way. I'm totally expecting that. And that's okay, right? That's cool. Vergil's going to look a little more human, right? Because he's facing a much better fighter. But to me, the way I described it is a really impressive win over Erickson Lubin, right? Another thing is, that's how I think it's going to happen. But the second most likely scenario, like I think, obviously I'm just guessing. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just kind of giving you my take from what I've analyzed, right? I'm not always right. I have a pretty good batting average, but sometimes I get it wrong, right? Obviously. But I think the second most likely scenario is that Vergil takes him out a lot earlier than we expect. That's the second most likely scenario, where it just straight down the pipe, boom, and like he's got chicken legs and legs are noodles, and then Vergil just takes him out, right? That would be that would be surprising, but not shocking for me. That's the second most likely scenario to happen in this fight, right? The third most likely scenario is that Vergil wins a decision. The fourth most likely scenario, I mean, I would have to go like the 6 or 7 likely for Erickson Lubin to win, right? Is what I'm saying. So nothing's impossible. Anything could happen in the fight, but that's how I see it, guys. I think Vergil's jab underrated, body work underrated. He's got really good power. He's solid, good, strong, high guard, and it's an aggressive style. So yes, he does take some punishment, but boy, does he dish out 3 or 4 times more of the punishment to his opponents in most of these fights. So yeah, Alexander Wilson's bringing up the weight cut. Well, we'll see. I mean, look, obviously that's always a factor. Hopefully we don't get news that he ended up in the hospital or something, but I think we're good. We're past that. He's going to rehydrate and yeah. All right. So look, Erickson Lubin, by the way, Erickson Lubin could crack. As we know, he dropped Fundora and everything. So like obviously he could hurt, especially early. He's going to be dangerous, but I think Vergil's going to take his time. I think Vergil's going to take his time. He's going to be methodical, and because of that, that's going to allow Lubin to win some early rounds. He'll provide good resistance, and I think Vergil Ortiz wins this fight. And all this talk about who's the next, and I know he's Mexican American, but who's the next big Mexican star? Like I think I honestly believe that's Vergil Ortiz. If the stars align properly, of course he needs to win this fight. They need to get a damn title on him, because most people like for whatever reason they're like, oh, he's not even a title holder. But we know he's better than all these title holders. Like, at least I do. I'm going to throw that out there. And I know there's a lot of criticisms to throw out at the management, even the promotion. Don't say that to Nando, because Fernando De La Hoya is perfect. He does nothing wrong. Even though Nando's part of the show, like, we still got to call it for what it is. You know what I mean? But I think Vergil Ortiz wins, guys. I do. And I think he stops Erickson Lubin. I think late, most likely, but he may do it early. Is the second most likely scenario, in my opinion. With that said, let's talk about this shit, bro. Look, I don't even know what we're doing anymore, bro. Y'all's favorite sanctioning body president, Mauricio Sulaiman. The WBC Board of Governors have voted in favor of lifting the ban on Ryan Garcia after his successful process, which has been documented. The WBC has been very close to Ryan, his family, management, and promoter. And we trust a new life inside and outside of the ring will begin. We welcome you with open arms and trust that you will be an ambassador for the new generation. Ladies and gentlemen, they want to do the body fight. That's what this is about. All right? Let me get this straight. You suspend Ryan Garcia because he went on some racist tirade or whatever the fuck it was, right? Remember when Ryan Garcia lost his mind and was just going off on all these weird tangents and racist tangents? So the WBC stepped in to show him, right? Now, kind of powerless because other sanctioning bodies didn't give a shit, right? So you suspended him. He fights anyway. He fights for a vacant WBC belt. He loses his fight to Rolly Romero. And after he loses his fight to Rolly Romero, you decide that it's a great idea to lift the suspension. Let's be honest, because you're trying to clear the way and not be a roadblock. Because he doesn't know it, but it revealed it. He said he did say he's talking to the management and the promoter, right? Why do you have to talk to the promoter about Ryan Garcia's conduct for and his management, right? Well, they're talking about the fight. We're talking about the fight, ladies and gentlemen. Mario Barrios. Are you guys ready for Mario Barrios versus Ryan Garcia? That's what's going to happen. The Board of Governors have approved, right? By the way, how does somebody become a member of the Board of Governors? Anybody know? How does one challenge Mauricio's position as the president of the WBC? How does one do that? Like his dad, it's like a lifetime appointment, and his spawn, got it too. What's going on right here? And who are these Board of Governors, and what do they do? How do you become a Board of Governor? What do they do exactly? And why do they always agree with Mauricio? Why is it always unanimous? Well, why don't I ever see Mauricio come out and say, "Hey, I want to do X, but the Board of Governors overruled me, so we can't do it"? When does that happen? Right? It sounds like the Board of Governors just sounds fancy, but it doesn't mean anything. Right? It's just a bunch of dudes with a title. Right? And their job is just to agree with whatever you're saying. Right? Your board is as legitimate as democracy is in North Korea. All right? What are you talking about, these stuff? It's a republic of North Korea. Yeah, sure. Yeah, Kim Jong-un definitely, right, wins all those elections legitimately, right? Like, how does one? Does anybody even know? How do you become a member of the board? Like, how does that happen? What are the qualifications? Who's in it exactly? Right? Do they really have debates and stuff like that? Or like, what's? I don't know. It just sounds like Mauricio does whatever the fuck he wants, and he says he talked to the board of governors and they voted on it. Right? The board of governors to make it like what's with the word governor? Like what are you talking about, bro? Who elects these people? Right? It's just to make it sound like more important than what it is. Like what are we doing? Right? How does one become? How do I get to challenge anyone in the boxing business to say, you know what? I don't like my board of governor for that represent WBC, and I don't even know how this shit in Texas. Like, I don't like him. I want to challenge him, and who votes and who decides? But how does that work? It's his fantasy league, boys. Okay, yeah, in my fantasy league, I have the board of governors, bro. Yeah, totally. What a crack of shit, right? I talked to the board of governors. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? The WBC's discretion, as long as there's a vote from the board of governors. Who the fuck are these people? I know you have a podcast, Mauricio. Talk about that. Break that down for us, right? And while you're at it, explain to us why dudes coming off losses. Now, to his credit, to be fair, he's not the only sanctioning body, right? That's just giving out these trinkets like it's nothing. We have fighters winning interim belts and they're celebrating as if they won the real belt. Right? They're doing, I won I'm a world champion. Like what? There's an undisputed champion in that week. What do you mean? Like, what are you doing? Right? And then, more than ever, they're just getting elevated. We're going to elevate you to be the real champion. Right? That's what we're going to do. We're going to elevate you. We're just elevating people left and right. You're elevated. You're elevated. We're just going to elevate. Let's just elevate each other. Right? Less and less fighters are actually beating reigning world champions for belts. They're fighting and winning vacant belts, and they're winning vacant interim belts that later become elevated. What the fuck are we doing? Why the fuck are all these fighters fighting eliminators for? For what? Apparently it doesn't matter. Apparently winning doesn't really matter. Right? All this fear-mongering, we can't have Zuffa come in because we care about winning. Let's not do it like MMA where they lose a lot, because boxing fans, they want winners. But all the losers coming off losses are getting title shots. Sternika Johnson got 2 title shots after losing. She lost, and clearly lost, twice, and her next fight got a title shot. What are we doing? Tim Tszyu literally got knocked out and ended up getting a title shot because he beat Joey Spencer. And before that, lost his belt to Fundora, and he got a direct title shot against a Russian. Right? Here we call spades spades. Rolly Romero got knocked out by Tank Davis. Next fight, he's fighting for a belt. Granted, like I said, not all these are the WBC. But don't let the WBC stop itself from enjoying a good time and getting some of those 3%. Right? We have this fighter from Australia wants some interim belt, where Fundora is like the undisputed champion. She's celebrating like she won the real belt. And guess what? All they got to do is strip Fundora, and they'll elevate her. What the fuck are we doing? There used to be a time when you either had to beat a champion to become a champion, right? Or if the belt became vacant, you fought for the vacant belt, but it was a number 1 ranked fighter versus the number 2 ranked fighter, at the very least. You know, the ones that are ranked higher, like that's what he's supposed to do. Can anybody explain to me why Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia were fighting for a vacant belt that later got elevated? So Rolly's a legitimate WBA super champion? Like what are we doing? It's bad enough that we have all these dudes fighting for vacant belts, and they're not even ranked. It's another thing to be fighting for vacant interim belts when we have a reigning champion that's active, and then later you just elevate them. What are we doing? What in the world is going on? I get that interim belts are necessary when they're necessary. Now they're just, bro, we have interim title fights like the same weekend of the actual belt now, right? I was in Las Vegas. Shout out to 408. Dave 408 from the Shoe Shine, right? We were out there in Las Vegas last year. And Brian Mendoza, we ran into Brian Mendoza. And Brian Mendoza was walking around in the MGM lobby with a WBC world title. And I'm thinking to myself, what's going on right here? Did he just lose to Tim Tszyu in Australia like 2 months ago? What's going on? What is this? Or however long it was. What? Oh, I'm the interim champion. Like, you're the interim champion. Didn't you lose? We have interim champions that keep their interim status even after they lose? What are we doing? And he was defending his interim WBC title the same day that Fundora and Tim Tszyu were fighting for the vacant WBC full title. Well, what are we doing? What type of a mockery and joke is this? What are we doing? And this is no shade at the fighters, by the way. All right? Well, I don't care. You walk around like you're the champ. We'll walk around with your belt in your shoulder. It's all good. I don't care. Right? I'm not mad at the girl in Australia. I'm just saying, like I'm venting. I'm talking from a fan's perspective. Well, what are we doing? Hey, did the Board of Governors vote on that too, Mauricio? Like, I don't think they had any time, did they? I remember y'all went to Hawaii for that. Wouldn't it make sense by your own, like wouldn't it make sense that there's no champion, so your interim champion that already got it beat, by the way, would be fighting for the actual WBC belt? Isn't that what you should have done? Why didn't you have an interim WBC title fight on the same card for the vacant WBC belt? What the fuck? Do you guys not understand how stupid this is? It's pathetic, bro. Like Vergil's fighting for he's defending his interim belt. What have we done? You have like, what are we doing? Like Parker defended his interim belt like 3 times. Like, what are we doing? Ward is the interim champion now. Like, what the fuck are we doing, bro? This shouldn't be like almost every weight class has an interim champion, and they're actively fighting for it while the champion is still there. He's still fighting. But why did they do it? Because the money. That's what it is. I mean, they're getting 3%. 3% here, 3% there. You get 3%. You pay me 3%. You pay me 3% too. Now you're going to pay me 3% too. Your eliminators, you pay me 3%. Your mandatory, 3%. Full champion, 3%. Franchise champion, 3%. Diamond champion, 3%. Mayan belt, Aztec belt, Tigua belt, Yaqui belt, like freaking Apache belt. They're gonna go through the whole Americas, right? They're gonna do every tribe. You know what I mean? They're gonna get 3% for that, 3% for the interim. In some cases, they have like 2 interim champions in some of these weight classes. This is ridiculous, bro. What a ridiculous time. And it's not even like it's about who you know. Like if you are a fighter that happens to be with a big time promoter, you get unlimited shots. You can lose. If you're a fighter that has your tits out all the time, you get interim. You lose. You get outboxed. You get a title shot next. Nobody calls it out. They say girl power, rah rah rah. It's all good. It doesn't matter. People don't give a shit. They don't care. Right? And if you point out, oh, you're hating. You're hating. You're just hating her because she's hot and all that dumb shit. Right? You're just hating. He's a big name. Look at his social media following. How did you tell me, well, Ryan's popular? That's why. So he earned his shot by being so popular, and him fighting for a belt brings so much attention to the sport. Should we even call it a sport at this point? Are these guys is there even a pecking order that they're fighting? Xander Zayas is about to fight at like a unification, right? Dudes think it's a flex. Oh, he's going to become unified champion, and Vergil hasn't even been a champion yet. I can't wait till they fight because Vergil's going to whoop his ass. That's all I know. The hierarchy that matters to me is who's the better fighter. That's really all the belts should mean, but that's not what they mean anymore, right? Now there's always been politics, but now there's real, like it's intensified, right? Like, do you not understand how easy of a pathway, like because to fight for an interim belt, like in many cases they put you in there with anybody, right? Like, and then you win interim belt, and then they know, okay, eventually we'll strip this person, and then we'll elevate you, right? It's like a sneaky way, in many ways, to build champions, and by build I mean I literally just like manufacture them, right? That's the world we live in. So now Ryan Garcia is going to be getting a title shot. What have we done? Now, Manny Pacquiao came back after his last fight he lost, and he came back. He fought for a belt, right? They don't do non-title fights anymore. You know why? Because they wanted 3%. That's what it is, and they're all doing it, right? Do you not like look how many world champions there is per weight class when you think about it, right? And then like what's like when they do the interim with the women, and some of these weight classes were just like 5 women in them, and you're still doing the interim champions. What the fuck are we doing? Like, what are you doing? This is ridiculous. And you guys know it is, right? And might as well walking around like it's all good because his board of governors voted on it. And you're like, oh, okay, all right. And why do you did that? We voted on it. The board of governors voted on it unanimously. Oh, okay. Like, tell me something ridiculous, and I'll tell you that the board of governors voted on it. Literally, that's what he does, right? What are you talking about? The sky isn't green. Like, what are you talking about? The board of governors voted unanimously that it's green. Unanimously. Oh, okay. Oh, the board of governors said it's unanimous, so I guess it's all good, right? And this is the system y'all defending, by the way. This system you guys love, right? Oh, it's about the fighters. It's about the fighters. Like, this is the system you're defending. Let's put the fighters aside for a moment, right? How does it benefit us to have all this confusion? It's confusing us. Imagine like your casual fan. Like imagine explaining to a casual fan why March of last year the Zoo and Fundora fought for the vacant WBC belt, but in the same card, the reigning interim champion that Tim Zoo already beat, but somehow he was still the interim champion, right? Mendoza was fighting Bohachuk for the interim WBC belt, who later lost it to Vergil. Now Vergil is the interim champion. What the fuck? Like, what are we doing? Don't you guys see how dumb all this is? It's great. Like, even just saying it, like, it sounds ridiculous. But the Board of Governors voted on it, so it's all good. You know what I mean? Hey, baby, you cheated on me. What the fuck did you do? All the Board of Governors voted unanimously that it's okay for me to do it. Oh, okay. All right. Cool. The Board of Governors have voted on it, so it must be okay. You know what I mean? I mean, you had 5 guys, and I'm not talking about the restaurant, but it's okay, I guess. The Board of Governors. You know what I mean? Like that's it. They voted on it unanimously. They voted on it unanimously in the hotel room. It was unanimous, so it's okay, right? I mean, I was trying to eat soup with a fork, and I knew it was wrong. Like it felt wrong anyway. I couldn't get the soup. So I was wondering how do I eat the soup, a very soupy soup with a fork. But the Board of Governors voted unanimously that it's okay, right? That you're supposed to eat the soup with a fork. So therefore I did it because the Board of Governors voted unanimously that that's how you eat it, right? It is what it is. It's what are we going to do, right? What do we do? The Board of Governors unanimously, they voted on it. It's like this dude thinks he could say anything, and the Board of Governors voted on it, and we just got to take his word for it. This is crazy. Right? Can you guys think of anything ridiculous to say? And all you got to say is, hey, the Board of Governors voted on it, so it's all good. Right? The Board of Governors said that's it, so that's it. It's crazy. I don't know. I mean, what are we going to do? When you're late to work, just tell them the Board of Governors said it was okay. They voted unanimously. All right? You know what? I don't know why they're struggling with a fucking shutdown right now. Republicans, Democrats, they can't figure it out. You know what I mean? Trump's blaming the Democrats. The Democrats are blaming Trump. Right? Who should get snapped? Who can not get snapped? Is it the blue state, the red state? Like, all you got to do is just give the Board of Governors a call. Like, they'll vote on it unanimously. Right? Done. Just like that. Boom. There's no shutdown with the WBC. Right? Everything's voted on unanimously. Always. There's never debate. There's never discourse. They never disagree with Mauricio. They just happen to agree with everything Mauricio says all the time. They never overrule Mauricio Suleiman, right? Ever. Like, this is nuts, bro. But the Board of Governors voted on it unanimously, right? With that said, guys, that's all I got for today. I don't know. I'm getting frustrated just talking about the way the show runs right now. All these vacant belts, and what are we doing? Like, the idea of just recognizing the ranked champion is becoming like a more ideal reality for me. You know, it's becoming a more ideal because these trinkets are becoming more of a joke all the time. Like, we're forced to call dudes champions that haven't even fought like a top 10 guy in their division. Like, what are we doing? Like, you know what I mean? It's I don't know. Like you tell me, what do you guys think? All right. But with that said, this is D-Style, and I'm out of here. Peace. I'm out, guys.